and wife cannot be direct reports, yes. When I was a young man working, I was always told, no relatives working in the same company. That was a few decades ago. Today, you can't say that. Singapore is so small, you don't have relatives working, who else are you going to be working with? Alright, foreign workers. So, but they cannot have their now. Duty of no bribes, kickbacks, of course, this is understood. Disciplinary breach. So when we talk about disciplinary breach, when therefore the disciplinary breach comes in? It comes in when you work in an organization, you have to have contract of service to perform what is the obligatory. Failure to do this, right? You are breaching the contract and you may be punished and services may be terminated. Basically that. Now, so what are some of the key elements, right, of a disciplinary process? Okay, basically, there must be definition of what is supposed to be done, either express or implied. Where necessary, training must be provided. Why training must be provided? Where necessary, because if you think there's a performance gap and the person is already in the organization, then it's your duty to provide the training. If you do shortlisting and selection and the person cannot perform under probation, then during the probation you have to get the person out. But then I can tell you, you and or the line manager has a part to blame because of wrong selection. And please, selection is very important. People always talk about termination, dismissal, discipline. People forget the recruitment part. It is very important to select the right person that is suitable for the job. I always say the most qualified, the most experienced may not be the best person suitable for the job. It depends on a lot of things. And we have to be very careful. I can tell you, I'm very proud to say, 4 years ago, as a headhunter, I had one organization who wanted this very senior manager. After 2 rounds of interview and all that, they wanted him. But then this person was very established, had been going 10 years down there, has been promoted and this and that. The company I know wasn't that established or was undergoing some changes rather. So I was a bit concerned, was undergoing some changes. So he also wasn't certain. What I did was this, I told him, I said, well, this is some of the reasons that maybe you should think over carefully, before you accept. Right? I want you to, because you have 10 years here, and unless you're very certain that your push factor, the pull factor is better than your push factor, you better think carefully, because 10 years quite hard to get these days. Next day, he dropped me an email. He said that, no, this is true, I'm not lying. He dropped me an email and said, yours is the only such firm ever come across who don't push me to get a job and tell me to think carefully. I'm really appreciative. I'm very proud of the fact. I'm very proud of the fact because we don't want to close a job, close a project at somebody else's expense in terms of career. It's very, very wrong. So likewise, when we do recruitment, we must ensure that the person is able to meet the job, plus at the same time, we must ensure that the person is suitable, because if the person has made a wrong move, I mean, it's not quite right on behalf of management to say this, but not quite right, but I have to say this to you. Companies, it's very painful, a company make mistake in doing a wrong recruitment, but it's even more painful for the person, if the person has established career. So we have to be very mindful of that. Okay. So we're dealing what the training must be provided. Okay, assessment of employees' performance and behavior against this standard. That's where performance appraisal come in. One of the pain I felt when I was working for a stat board before, cannot mention which one. I work so many companies, you don't know which one anyway. Probation, even the senior officers, the bosses are so scared, so soft-hearted, nobody wants to rock the boat. Lousy performer also pass. After pass, never mind, try to pass them to other department. I've seen enough of this, I can tell you. And it pains me as a HR person, right? After working 10, 15 years here, you come and you get this case coming to me, right? You get this case coming to me, And this case coming to me, you find that now nobody wants him, everybody trying to push him around from one department to another department. Come on, there's something wrong. In the first place, somewhere along the line, all this thing was wrong. And that's it so often. By the way, we do conduct in-house workshops also. HR Singapore, you can ask for me also. Let me tell you, actually I shouldn't be HR, I should be a marketing guy. One of the important things, you all don't realize it, a lot of these sort of things, dealing with employment, dealing with people, grievance handling, termination, dismissal, you think it's only for HR people? When I was working in the bank, I roll it out periodically, I do it for the branch managers and all that, and the department heads. When I was working in the supermarket, I roll it out for the branch managers as well. You know why? By the time the issue comes to HR, the fire is already there. You are asked to douse the fire. Our job right at the beginning is to try to prevent a fire. In other words, educate your line manager, educate your line manager, the operations manager. Then at least they know. They may not forget the details, they may not remember the details, but they know there's something right. They will come to you. They will automatically come, hey, I understand that this and that, you know. It will come to you. But the problem is now they know nothing. And then they come to you when it's too late. Now, where gap exists, implementation of corrective action, and corrective action means, right, it may be training, you know, it may not be discipline, right? Alright, and the feedback, of course, on the effectiveness of corrective action. By the way, as I go on, you want to raise certain things or disagree certain things or add on something, please do so. Or else you, for a while you have to have a monologue listening to my voice. Sleeping is allowed, but snoring no. Because snoring is antisocial, sleeping okay lah. Key elements in disciplinary process. Okay? These are all the things that we have gone through just now. Procedures when to report over and all that. These are the key elements. The sources again. Okay? Are you experienced waiter? Yes. You experienced waiter? Okay, recruit you. Hello? Experienced waiter for a 3-star, 2-star hotel? Just because you have 5 years experience as a senior waiter in Hotel 81 doesn't mean, right? Okay, you are good enough as a waiter in Pan Pacific. Or why? Or this one, other people come in with 1 year experience, you have 5 years experience, hotel or fragrant hotel. Different, huh? Assessment of employees' performance and behavior against this standard. Okay? That's where performance appraisal come in. And performance appraisal must be quantitative and qualitative must be factored in. By the way, performance appraisal, okay, has to be quantifiable as well. If it is not quantifiable, then it's of no use. Alright? If it's not quantifiable, it's of no use. You must have performance plan, you must have KPIs. Okay? You can also request HR Singapore. I do workshops on the performance appraisal as well as KPI. You can request for me to run it if you want.